Shalom, shalom, Israel. Just another real quick video. This is kind of like an analogy, small analogy, dealing with colors, and hopefully it's edifying. You know, might sound a little silly or corny, but it's a real analogy. Actually, an example. Now, let's say you represent blue. Blue is your thing, and you even as a people, you the blue people. Hey, we was considered we were once called the blue people. Hey, Avatar, they blue people in James Cameron's movie. Cameron, I think his name is Cameron or something in Avatar. But I'm gonna make a point. Uh, if you are blue, and even with the color blue, and you say, "Well, that's what it is," if you have a phrase called, and somebody say, "Well, I always think of like life is blue, because it's a sad life. It's blue." But they use that color kind of definition of it. Well, when you if you add to blue, any other color to blue, you're gonna get another color. If you add yellow to blue, you're gonna get green. So you're not gonna it's not gonna be blue anymore. You know. So uh, or if you add red to blue, it's not gonna be red anymore or blue anymore. It's gonna be purple. So even with the truth, you can't add another religion. Well, it's going to be another thing. Yeah, if you get with another religion, let's say Israelites do get with Muslim, well, they might as well make it a new religion, and then they're gonna have to go over all the things that they won't accept and do accept. Well, okay, we both don't eat swine. That's good. We'll start there, but pretty soon we'll say, well, we have a fashion of this, or a thing of this, or a custom of this in our, so-called religion, or our practices of our heritage, and then the other party is going to say, well, yeah, but we should yeah, we could accept that, but we should twist it a little bit. And the other party and say, well, no, it ain't no twisting. And it talks about trimming your ways for love, to seek love, you know? And that's the same thing with, you know, um, a platform of layers to where you got even um, a ladder dynamic to where if you have so many layers missing of the ladder, you're not going to be able to eat. It need to be a middle. It need to be go all the way through. If you miss, if it's too many, uh, you know, missing layers, then it's not going to be considered a ladder. They're going to have to call it something else. So that's what I'm saying. Things are what they are, and if you add anything to it that taints it or what have you, then it's not no longer what that they claim that to be. Hopefully that made sense. And that's what Israel does. It says in Sirach, it says, Sirach 5:5 in the Apocrypha, do not be so confident of forgiveness that you add sin upon sin. And that's what a lot of people do. Even, and that's you know, spiritual fornication. Because you're allowing yourself to believe that, hey, I could do this because, you know, Lord will forgive me for this. That ain't too bad. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And then you add sin upon sin, man. And the layer, now you could be forgiven for your sins, but like I said, we're righteous people. Even if we're in a sinful state, we're still right. We're still Jacob. We still righteous people. Paul said it's not him, it's sin that dwelleth in him. So, but if you taint yourself with religion, other religions and other doctrines and beliefs, then you're saying that you're not an Israelite. And if you're saying that, then you know, then why even teach what Israelites are about, or teach from the Israelite the book of what Israel represents, Israelites represent, which is the Bible. See what I'm saying? Like, so like I said, if we get with a Muslim religion, then we're no longer Israelites. That's a different, that it turns to a different color. It turns to a different religion. It says the same thing in woe to them that go down to Egypt. Woe to them that go down to Egypt, that they may add sin upon sin. King James version. So you got righteous and you got wicked. They can't mix. The color thing is going to be different. If blue represents righteous, red represents, let's say blue represents Israel and red represents Esau, you can't come together and make purple. I mean, that's what I'm saying. In a colorway, if you did try to come together, you'll make a whole different color. And that when I speak when I talk about the gangs, that's an analogy I'm talking about when they because they really all that blue and red stuff is not even pertain really to Israel. It's just an analogy that I do when I say blue and red equals purple. So that means we're royalty. It's just an analogy, similar to so to speak. But I'm just saying this analogy too that you know, we can't come together with different religions. We can't come together with the Muslims, with the Mormons, with the Scientologists. We can't come together with theologians or whatever, atheists or Gothic people. You know, they have a whole different way of life. The Goth people are gonna say, "Well, I can't join the Israelites because I can't, I can't wear black lipstick and black fingernail polish, and I can't, you know, worship dead and carry, have a skeleton shirt." And it's not only a fashion for them; it's a way of life for them. They actually represent that, you know, lifestyle. You think that they're gonna, abide by the laws of the in the scriptures, as well as the Mormons? Hell, even the Christians don't even follow the Bible. They say, "Well, you can't eat. If we Israelites, we can't eat swine if we walk with y'all." Well, that's what an Israelite is. That's the customs of Israel, not to eat swine. But no, well, we got a fashion over here. We got a fashion of and practice and things that we do at our church, you know, and so many other things that they could list that is not going to be compatible, you know. See, and Jake, that's what he does. He cherry picks. He try to join something, and he ain't ready for the full mode of it. He ain't ready for the volume of the book. You know, he might just come into, he might just meet a fine ass woman, and she's an atheist, and of course, you could persuade her, but if she don't want to come into the truth and then cause you hell and doing all the corrupt things, she's a Jezebel and all that. She says she want an open relationship. She want to be with you. She's lustfully in love with you. She want to be with you, but she still want to, you know, do some crazy ass shit like Will Smith and Jada, them reprobates. And you be like, no, I can't. No, we don't deal like that. We don't do that. Well, Like it says in the scriptures, can light doesn't comprehend dark. They're not compatible, light and darkness. You can't have two masters. You know, they have that uh, phrase in the world. You can't have your cake and eat it too. And then I always, I mean, every now and then I'll mention this. Trey Songz had a song, and he said, "Well, ain't that what you supposed to do?" Uh, but nah, not really, because in every, even in the world, we don't celebrate that birthday stuff. But I'm saying when they do have a birthday, you get a slice, and everybody else get a slice. So you don't eat it by yourself, you know. But I'm, by saying that is, you know, um, you have to, you know, of course, this truth is not to be shared, but within the circle and the ministry, you do have to share it with your brethren. You do have to divide, because it talks about dividing the truth, dividing the word truthfully. Let me get this first. Isaiah 30 and 1, it says, "Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord. They take counsel, but not of me, and they cut that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin upon sin." So, where does that go into? Greed? That's sin. Or, I could do it by myself without the Most High, you know, trying to get each, have your cake and eat it too. But you're supposed to give and divide the word and share with your fellow brethren, share with, those who want or need the truth. But do these other groups and nations of different customs and origins, do they want the truth? Do they really want the truth? Do they want to hear that Israelites are going to rule over them? Do they really want to hear that, you know, that they're going into servitude and Esau is going into chains and we're gonna rule by rod of iron? You know, do they want to hear that their daughters are only going to be considered as concubines? And even some of the fashions that follow our own people when they're into these other religions, even professing or proclaiming, you know, the some kind of uh, appeal, attempting, you know, to gather masses by black supremacy, so to speak. Now they say, well, I want to join that. So because I feel like we are supreme. And then when you join, you say, well, yeah, women, in the truth, you would say, well, yeah, the women are under the man. They're going to be saying, well, my woman can't be supreme too. Then what are y'all teaching? So we're not teaching black supremacy. We're teaching Israelite supremacy. We're teaching one color. When you have the three lights, one is for go and one is for stop. If people knew how to really drive, there wouldn't have to be a yellow light. But that's just for people that, that's not in the same spirit, that don't know what the other person is about to do, that have no respect. That's why you got road rage and things like that. Because now, oh, it was about to turn red, but they didn't stop. Well, it was still yellow, so I went on, and we crashed against each other. Whose fault is it? No, it's either nay or yay, is blue or red, is cold or hot. There's no in between, man. It's either you're an Israelite or you will represent another religion, which you could still be an Israelite, represent another religion, but you can't come together. You can't come together, man. Now, they got all these I mean, they got all these holidays, and it represents what, the activities of America, the events of America, whatever. But the Christmas, so-called Christmas, and all that. Well, Christmas they call it, and even in this, fashion or what it represents, and they try to make it represent the birth of the Son of God, which is a lie. That's totally different from Halloween, man. But it's still under the banner of America that, hey, all this stuff is all right. We could worship. We could do Christmas. We could do Thanksgiving. We could do put them all in there. The high holy days is a consistent history to where how it lines up to our captivities, and it's still us dealing with the captivities and us getting saved out of Egypt, us getting memorial, still dealing with the Israelites, man, and all of these different times and points of history, and the captivity is still dealing with one nation, man, not many, one nation. Seeds of many, no, one seed. Ishmael ain't included in this. Elam is not included in this. Moab is not included in this. Ham is not included in this. And I bet if you went around the world and was able to visit all those people, these nations, and you sat down at the table with a few families from each of those nations, guess what? You you're gonna have to be like, well, damn, do I want to leave the Israelite customs? Because they do stuff totally different, man. So you're gonna be like, well, I can't do that, man. You marry a Moabite woman. She said, I want to come to my country and we can live with my father in my father's house and all that. You know, and some of them are jakes, but I'm just saying. When you wake up in the morning, you have to let's come downstairs and eat at the dinner table. And the first thing they get out the refrigerator is a cat. You be like, oh, wait, hold on, wait, well, you don't like cat? No, I don't. We don't eat cat. Well, this is our customs and all that. Well, so you gonna tell me Jake gonna stay with that woman and that family and eat cat, eat dog? He gonna be like, nah, I gotta leave this woman. I don't care how fine she is. I don't care if she's stacked. I don't care if her father is rich. I can't do this shit. And that's not where that's just inside the house. When you go to these events, you're gonna be even more like, damn, I gotta get out of here. Now some of these jakes are open to life, man. That's 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 something too. Like when you experience things and you experience different things and meet different people and you grow up and you've been to a couple of countries or whatever outside of the United States, and you might say you gotta hope the Most High is for you, because you could easily get, you know, fall in love with, other customs that is not right for your spirit, and it close your eyes to what's really um, natural and really what would you call it? I can't think of the word. Really normal, so to speak, as a human being. You know. And then if somebody, let's go back to this color analogy. If somebody is colorblind or whatever, and they on the streets, you know what they're gonna do? Give them corrective eye lenses so they could really see the true colors. Cindy Lauper came out with a song called True Colors. I see your true colors. You'll have a Jacob arguing over is that green or is that blue? But whatever it is, you got to know that it's it because that's what it is. And if you have enough people to be a witness or be to call it out, you have 50 people in the room. They say, no, that's definitely blue. Then you gotta consider and examine yourself. Like, damn, I need some. I need to. You go to the doctor and you find out you colorblind. So when you deal with these religions and you experience these religions or you look at their background, a lot of jakes don't even know their background or what they even in or what they join. But when you find out, you be like, wait, hold on. This is different right here. Moab give you a whole Chinese book and he break the translation down to you and he say, read this book. Maybe it's a 50 pages, 100, whatever. You read it and you like, hey man, I don't, hey, y'all be doing, this is y'all's customs, man. I can't do this, man. You know, but you can argue with yourself. You can justify yourself, Jake, inside your own mind and become reprobate. If you believe that you can eat swine, you'll do that. You'll go do that. Like it's no big deal. And it says that in scripture that I just read. Israel, uh, I just had it. But it says, add sin upon sin, Apocrypha. Yeah, it says, Sirach 5 and 5, concerning appropriation, be not without fear to add sin upon sin. There was another one. It basically, justifying yourself like, it says something like that you get into the forgiveness of things too much to where you add sin upon sin. Now you forgive yourself for everything, or you know, forgive. Hey, it ain't. Why are you getting on black people for eating swine? You supposed to forgive your. Oh, well, all right. Why you get on black people for killing each other? You supposed to forgive. Why you get on black people in black communities because they in the industry and they laying down with goats and sleeping with, you know, sleeping with other animals and stuff. You shouldn't judge Israel. You shouldn't, you know, you should forgive. Why don't we come together on you blue and and I'm yellow. Let's come together and make green. What did it say about a poor man? Don't sit at a rich man's table. It's a snare. And if a rich man sit at a poor man's table, you know what he's gonna be thinking? This man could be about to rob me every day, any day, because he don't have nothing, and I can't go to sleep with both of my eyes closed because he don't have no money. And it never stops, man. If they're both rich, they be like, well, this nigga jealous of me because I'm rich. I'm just a little tad bit much richer than he is. Well, I can buy what you buy. I just don't do it. I could have 10 cars. You know what what's the name said? He said, damn, who was that I just watched? Oh yeah, LL Cool J. You know, he sold out, but you know, he made a point of like he got 10 cars in the yard, but he's in the house playing a game on his Xbox or whatever. He's like, he don't. What's the point of having 10 cars in there? I can't drive one of. I mean, I can't drive them all. Jay can only drive one car at a time. But at the end of the day, you are who you are. And even though they Israelites that practice other religions, they don't. Of course, they're Israelites, but that don't mean join them because they're not in their right mind and not doing the right thing. If somebody have a history of wrecking cars and like yeah, yeah, he been in 10 car wrecks and he calls them all, you ain't gonna let him drive your car. You both Israelites, y'all get along fine. Y'all laugh and shit, but you ain't gonna let him borrow your car. And at the end of the day, he gonna be like, well, yeah, he's salty, man. I gotta separate myself from him because that nigga think he all that. Cause he won't let me use his car. Like I'm some kind of bad person. No, these nations are not even really just ultimately. They're not Esau, but they going off, and they need to be corrected, and they need God's over them. Where we fuck up to, we sin to, but this is within our own nation, man. Ain't got nothing to do with Moab, Elam, Ham, or Japhet, or all the, and you know, and all them other. This is our own stuff we got to iron out. But within our circle of ironing things out, it can't be ironed out if we just coming together for just because we're black people. And that's another thing. These Muslims are not going to be represent. They're not going to be saying that the Northern Kingdom are Israelites or a part of us. Not even a part of the Muslim religion. They want all black Negro faces. So if I go to a party and my brother can't come in, he can't get in because you know, then I'm not going to that party, man. Like, what's the problem with my brother? Well, you know, we just want you to come because it's some, you know, we don't want no more people added to the party. Well, there's plenty of people in the party. I see. Well, you know, they just got something against, you know, if it was a all matter of Israelites, then they would have got on the phone with GMS and said, hey, man, they trying to but they know GMS ain't not down with that that BS, man, because it don't make no sense, man. In Israel, a lot of Israelites are not teaching the same thing. They're blue, yellow, green, orange, red, purple, you know, and they try to mix together. It's gonna be a whole. You're gonna get it like, what the hell is that? Like I said, they're gonna have to make up a new color that's not even of the color spectrum. But that's gonna fall apart because it's not really what it is. It's not really it is, man. Like I said, hey, try and go to try to go to in the Moab in China and marry a Chinese woman and try to get everybody to believe in Israel over there or to respect you because you're an Israelite. And then you're gonna be telling everybody, hey, y'all need to put all that stuff away, them cats and them dogs. Y'all don't do that shit no more. We need to get. They're gonna be like, get this dude out of here, man. You know, hell with you. Hey, daughter, don't call this dude no more. And hey, soldiers, get him out of here. Police, get him out of here. So what did Jake do? He go over there, marry a Chinese woman, and he ends up accepting her religion. He ends up learning Chinese. He ends up, eating cat, dog, and whatever they eat over there. And Jake becomes a reprobate in his own mind and say, you know what? It ain't so bad. Cat ain't so bad. Dog ain't so bad. It's the principles that matter. Anything can taste good,